No idea why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing this. I'm playing Undisputed. This is on the PC, obviously. I am suffering for no reason. Well, that actually is partially a reason, but I just feel like it's not good enough. Okay, we're gonna turn down video game, by the way, by like 2. There we go. That should be better. But yeah, I'm doing this. So I was just noticing voiceover. Anyway, as I was saying, I am playing Undisputed on the PC. For some reason, even though last time I played this, I Alt F4'd pretty much and I didn't want to touch it again. I actually do have a reason to touch it again. I actually did a test playthrough because I was thinking of doing an offline, recorded non-stream series where I try and do a defensive playthrough. And it actually made me realize something annoying about this game, which we're going to take advantage of in this playthrough. We are going to do Undisputed difficulty, obviously. But yeah, I decided we're going to do a defensive playthrough career mode. We're going to play a defensive dude. We're going to be Billy Ray right here. I'm probably going to change his hairdo to be bold. Because, Jesus. Can you affect age in this? I can, good. Okay, we're going to make him 32 at the start. Don't care. Done at 32. I'm not sure why I'm doing this when the game's already hard enough. We're gonna make him bold. He's got the egghead of doom. He actually doesn't look that bold, I'm gonna say. And we're gonna go in and we're gonna deliver some pain to our opposition. I should probably also go through and make his punch style. Punch set. If you're gonna do unique, note that you can only access unique in this point. So if you don't do unique here, it pretty much means you can't access it again. I believe. We're going to do Philly Shell, obviously. That's fighting style. We're an outboxer. And really, who cares about that stat? When the first thing we should be focusing on is agility, punch speed, stamina regeneration, at least early on, and health, body health, and head health, and block health. And I don't really care about cuts or swelling resistance. We want to focus on this really early on. And that's it. We don't care about punch damage because that's kind of worthless considering what we're going to be doing. In all honesty, the style we're doing it is not rewarded. Like, pretty much what we're going to do is doesn't have rewarding when we try and damage with punches. Because we're going to be counter heavy and pretty much this game doesn't reward realistic counters. And now I need to remember which style it is. I believe this is the one. We wanted the third one. We're going to skip the tournament. And we're just going to get right in. Doesn't matter who our managers are. So we can grab whoever. It don't really matter because we're not going to be using any of that. Because we're just going to go here. And you're about to see the thing that actually really annoyed me. Like, really annoyed me. Like, made me kind of upset. When I found out this was a thing. Because I've played the game, I've done manual fight selections before, but I never knew this was a thing because I never did manual fight selections right off the bat. And this would have made the game so much more tolerable. But the game doesn't actually explain this at all when you go to manual fight selection. So you could go to anyone who's highlighted pretty much. These are like the recommended, but we can go to the highest in the division, who is 53. We can get around about 45, yeah. And then we can do this. And as you can see, 12 weeks is double the amount you usually would be able to do. And the thing is, with early on, money doesn't really matter if you can just literally slap on another 6 weeks of training. And the game doesn't explain that to you. If it doesn't explain manual fighting, telling you, unlike regular like fight selection, you can slap on an extra 6 weeks of training. This is a thing that should be explained. And this is what annoys me. This is why I'm doing this stream alone. That simple mechanic that's not explained to anyone. I don't even think anyone actually knows this is a thing. I've never seen any references to it when I look around. I've looked around. Maybe there is someone who's mentioned it and I'm just a stupid person who missed it. But I've never seen anyone mention that you can get 6 weeks of training from your first fight if you manual select. The game doesn't tell you this. I haven't seen anyone online who tells you this. I'm not sure if this is a bug or something. But you just don't get any of this explained at all in the game. And that actually annoys me. That does legitimately annoy me. Because realistically speaking, let's be honest here, this does sound like something very important. I think anyone could nod their head and agree with me that it is very important that you know this, because 6 weeks of training early on is a thing people would give up like an entire bag to. But I'm glad to take a 25% if I get that extra 6 weeks, because that means I can actually get to higher overalls in a actual relatively sane amount of time. I can at least cut like 25% of the time of getting an overall on me much earlier on. And if I'm playing like the style I want to play in this, which is a counterpuncher where I need a way higher stat for that to be effective, because the game doesn't function very well when it comes to counterpunching in a way unless you're using like a really tall character or exploits. This is a thing that is very important. And so it annoys me that the game doesn't explain this very well. It doesn't explain it at all, really. Like, it says, this is your upcoming fight contract, but that isn't one medic. Like, you go in here, blah, blah. Like, the tip is literally, oh, you can manually select and do your own deal. That is legit all it really tells you. It doesn't tell you that you can, like, legitimately add an extra 6 weeks to your training schedule, which is absurd that it doesn't tell you this. It's absurd. Anyway, that's enough of my ranting. This is the reason I was doing this stream, but now we can actually play the game. This is going to be a suffering, but it is what it is. But so I can like, pretty much now have 6 weeks to like use my stats however I want, yeah? I have like 6 weeks where I can just spam train into whatever stat I feel like, you know? So I can do that. I recover up. I do 2 weeks of this. I recover again. I go down to here. Punch speed. And then I can recover. Recover. I'm just in fight training. You see my point? So I can pretty much get... I only have to sacrifice what? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of training. When if you wanted to get the optimal training in the base game, you would do 6 weeks. And you'll do train, recover, train, recover. If you want to get optimal training. And within the 6 weeks. And also you'd have to get this meter far more higher, because I literally am just barely within not getting overburdened here. Like just within not getting overtrained. And you can't see me pointing, but I am pointing at it. But you can visibly see, and I make it more visible for you without having that there. You can visibly see that I didn't have to at all spend any time from the beginning, yeah? Training, like, wasting weeks with a fight ready thing, or with my weight, or any of this, because I had these extra weeks available. And that's my issue, is I had these extra weeks available to do all this with, which meant I got a more rounded, well-crafted training session. But the game doesn't tell you this. The game doesn't explain this to you. And so I would say the devs need to go out of their way to make sure people, like, look, I'm pretty sure I started, what was my starting overall? Like a 54, 50 something. So I probably got more stats than I would have normally gotten from my first training session. And I skipped the round robin, or where not round robin, I skipped the tournament. And that just annoys me. It annoys me so much because this is vital information the game should be giving you. Like, there's many problems with this game, but if we're just talking exclusively career mode, this is one of two major problems. The other is the input reading by the AI, where the AI just turns into this uber cheese mode in the later parts of the career, which is what I eventually got annoyed at and I uninstalled the game over, like, over 10 days ago. I did eventually reinstall it, but it was like, I had to pretty much psych myself up to really reinstall it because I was enjoying other games. And it's like, when you go from a game you enjoy to a game where you're like, I only really enjoy it when the game decides to not be a bit shady with stuff. It's like, yeah. So I definitely hope the devs do eventually listen to this kind of stuff, because this is very important stuff. The AI should not be acting like super input ready. The difficulty shouldn't just come from the fact that you may or may not know there's a secret way to, like, get an extra 6 weeks of training in. You know? It is absurd that this isn't told to the player. It's absurd. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
Let's do it.
But I'm just like, yeah, okay. Okay, this is like perfect kind of fight. He just throws. I can just bait him to throw. Sorry about the frame rate. I'm not sure what's going on. Like, that just seems to be Steam a bit wonky since like the last Steam update for me. Also, look at that hook range. That is ridiculous. Oh, he counterpunched me. I have just gone up a little bit ago, so I'm probably going to be a bit off until I get... I don't get how these... Like, I swear, like, lean straights are impossible to counterpunch with unless you do this. Like, I'm not sure why that's the case. Like, I imagine you've never seen anyone play online or offline like this, you know? Just lean into dirt punches, you know? Because it's not actually a very practical style. The game doesn't really reward this in any way. So it doesn't matter if I get like a billion counter punches, because he's not going to get knocked down by it, because flash knockouts don't exist. And knowing this game, he probably won the round. Just because he was spamming buttons. But yeah, this is sort of how I want to play, but I imagine with the way the game goes, like, it won't allow me for very long to play like this, because in my test session, it pretty much eventually got to a point where I had to, like, start using exploits, because the AI just kept step back punch spamming. And I love that lack of range. I had the power punch to really hit that one. I guess I'm not throwing many punches, so I can get away with power punching more often. I have no arm length, that's also an issue. I'm not sure why he hit me to the head, since I very certainly hit with a body shot. I swear he didn't even move distance, yet for some reason my second straight didn't have as much range, which is weird. Okay, leaning into the head straight actually got a counter, so that's interesting. It's obviously not most effective style. Because he just spams punches and you don't get rewarded for it. Just spam punches, right? Just spam punches. And it don't matter if you're missing these punches. There's no stamina deterrent as an AI. The AI have the dodgy stamina of doom, and the stamina punishment doesn't make any sense in this game. You can just throw like 300 punches per fight in like 6 rounds and not be gassed. Now I'm having to knock him down because I'm going to lose otherwise, unless I get like a perfect round set. Which is stupid. Also, I love this non-fully extended arm rubbish of the game. Oh, don't you love when I'm literally point blank and my punches don't fully extend, but his do? Yeah, I have to turn around, but I have to pretty much play perfect. Like, look at that glitchy punch. Like, look at that. That does not look like a proper animation. Like, his stats are not legit, man. You can tell that 100%. Like, look at that hook that blatantly connected with him, and the game's just like, nope. Also, I love how none of that was a counter punch, even though he did miss a few of those punches and I slipped them, but whatever. Also, I love how I'm on the outside, yet my feet are stuck in the mud. Isn't that, like, great game design? Like, my foot was on the outside, yet I struggled to circle him. Isn't that, like, interesting? Also, I love that power straight that did like nothing to him. You know, honestly, it feels like I'm more using a brawler tactic. Because outfighters apparently can't infight in any single way, even though, like, people don't look at the old school outfighters who were amazing infighters as well. But yeah, I use the duck down because it's just a better way to get hits off. Like, just for some reason, ducking down into punches is... how is that long delay punch a counter punch? That's insane. Oh, this game's ridiculous with some of its stuff, you know? I love how the first straight didn't connect, even though it very clearly should have. If he somehow wins, I'm going to be so annoyed. Yeah, he won, even though he lost round 1, 2, and 3, very obviously. Yes, he totally won this. 1 second. Yeah, okay, look through it. I won this round. I very clearly won this round, but apparently not, according to the game. It also gave him a power punch he didn't connect with. Oh, don't you love this great game design, right? Also, look how much damage I took, even though I also started with massive health disadvantage. But this is what I mean by artificial difficulty. It's like, the game's very clearly got a very set mindset on what actually counts as winning. And it's whatever, like, is the most cheap, spammy, high damage style. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It doesn't matter if it's logical. It doesn't matter if it's consistent. The judges will... Like, this is why I say, if you're making a game, just make it clear that each judge takes certain thing into... Like, literally, don't do random judges, especially when the judges are clearly not random. They only favor one style, which is this highly high damage, knockdown orientated style. That's really lame to deal with. You know? And it's very clear that's the case. Like, it's very clear that's the case as well. Like that this game favors a knockdown heavy, very lame, boring style. Because if he hadn't got that knockdown, I would have won. And we all know it. Because the way the game just favors certain things is ridiculous. Even though I clearly won 3 rounds, the game's just like, nah, you didn't. Why? Because we're going to magically give him a power punch point that may have been the difference between whether someone win or lost. You know? That's the ridiculous thing. Like, that is legit. That single punch being detected or not existing can literally be the difference between whether you win or lose. The fact that the scoreboards are so glitched, the fact that, like, I'm not even sure how he got the knockdown, because it didn't seem very sensible how he got it in the first place, just considering how damage works. Excuse me, well, like, he had way too much stamina at the end for the amount of punches he was spamming and the amount I was hitting him in the body. He had way too much stamina. He threw way too much punches consistently. And his tracking was very high, which means he must have had a very good accuracy rating. I should probably start looking at the stats of my opponent. Because I'll probably start, like... Well, I've already done that before, and I noticed how bad the stats were beforehand. Like, that's another thing they need to fix, is these stats that very clearly are not right for the overall they are. Like, a 50 overall shouldn't be having 90 stats. You know? Like, someone within the 50 overall shouldn't have a 90 punch speed and powers as well. And then, like, 80 durability. Like, how that hook missed, I will never know. Excusez-moi. I've never seen such a small guy in a division before. That's actually insane how tiny this guy is. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Yeah, I'm just gonna say stats on, like, AI don't seem consistent at all. Also, for some reason, leaning makes punches like 20 times more accurate, which is weird. The uppercuts, they usually never connect for me. If I just lean, suddenly the uppercuts don't miss. Oh, that actually made sense that he missed that because he did a sidestep punch. So that was good. But yeah, it just feels weird, you know? So I'm not sure what that straight accuracy was when I very clearly should connect and he's just spamming uppercuts and body shots. Like, my man keep doing that over and over, and it's like he acts like I'm not just gonna button draw him over and over. Like, he did the same combo like 6 times. Come on! This is like the AI that's being stupid. Like, the fact that he just... And also, the fact he hasn't been flash KO'd even though he's lent into that uppercut while kneeling over and over actually does irritate me. Like, that was what, like, nearly 3-4 times in a row he got caught by, like, an uppercut that countered him as he was kneeling into a punch. And there's no knockout. Like, they need to like, why they remove vulnerability? Like, that's so weird. Like, I don't get why they ever got rid of that. Like, I get there were people complaining, but all they had to do was fine-tune it so it wasn't as wonky and inconsistent. But for some reason, they just got rid of it entirely, which just made it so certain styles were just next to useless, and the game's now dominated by spammers, pretty much, or people who run away constantly because there's no real way to punish them. And that's like a oh, I thought the clock was over. Okay, now I'll continue talking. So now, like, pretty much the offline, the online is dominated by literally 2 styles. And that's really unfortunate.
Let's go.
Because I wish styles like this were more common. Where people were sort of leaning into punches, trying to, like, smartly set up things like this. Like doing single or double combos. Actually wisely using their stamina. But it's not going to happen. Because... like, instead of doing this all the time, if they want to, like, lean counter, no one's actually really doing this. They only do this, and then they power punch backwards when you throw a punch. There's no, like, intelligent style where they might lean down to, like, get a quicker shot at your body because they're already lent into the punch, you know? Which is a thing, like, that actually works, is that you lent into the punch. You already get a bit of quicker momentum when you're leaning forward. And for some reason, that's just not really focused on, you know? I love how I'm an out phone. I'm literally always fighting, like, mid to, like, inner ground. Because a lot of people don't realize, like, the guy I base this dude on, the way I want to play, it's, like, no punch power, but really good counters. Really good movement. Oh, that's probably the first time I think I've ever got rocked from doing that in a long while. Like, I think that's like a once per 30 matches thing to happen. Because usually the AI is just not this consistently aggressive, especially in the later parts of the, like, career mode. They'll just spam backstep straights over and over, so you can't really get away with this. All their tools in you. So it's not as practical. The only reason this really works is because he's a shorter dude who repeatedly stepped into what should have been flash knockdowns. But the game doesn't make it like that. Like, it's really hard to even get a flash knockdown. Even if they, like, kneel into a counterpunch, like, 6 times, it don't matter because, like, even if I catch them kneeling into that, they'll pretty much, it don't really matter. Because there's no real punishment for it. Like, that's more just long-term damage that made him get rocked there. That ain't, like, anything to do with the uppercut. That's just the rock itself.
Let's do it.
Anyway, trying to get our first win. We got our first loss came because of a flash knockdown, and then the guy getting a power punch that when he had 0 power punches, but 1 got recorded somehow. And I'm not even sure how that fight made sense, but it's just this game's too inconsistent. I'm gonna be honest. This game's way too inconsistent. They need to really fix the inconsistencies, add an ability to really take advantage of just counter-punching and power-punching. Because, like, power-punching and counter-punching would both benefit from the same thing, which is flash knockdowns at least being more consistent. You can make it so it's easier to get up from a knockdown if you want to balance it out. But flash knockdown should not be so hard to get. Like, you can make it be that, okay, you can get up from, like, 5 times the knockdowns at that point unless, like, you're really hurt. I don't care. As long as there's actually a way for people who aren't as, like, tall or spammy to actually have a way to play the game, who actually want to take advantage of movement like this, who want to actually take advantage of, like, the gameplay elements that isn't just doing this over and over with, like, a tall dude, or this over and over with, like, a tall dude like Tyson Fury, and actually play the game in a way that isn't completely boring, who want to actually... Or do that over and over, like this, uppercut, like this uppercut over and over. That's incredibly boring to me. Like, some people might like watching that, but I just find it very uninteresting because it's not really... Oh, frame rate. Not sure what's going on. It's not really using what the game gives you in any way. Like, the game gives you so many tools, and everyone uses, like, 5% of the tools. And it's actually kind of frustrating. Because if people use more of the tools, the game might be in a better state. But the game doesn't really reward you for doing it. So I can't blame people for not wanting to use more of the tools. Like, when I talk about exploits and spamming, I don't blame people for doing that. Because the game sort of forces you to do it if you want to play in a convenienced way. Because if people feel inconvenienced by a game, they're just going to play in a way that's super... Actually, 1 second. What's his stamina at? Why did he have over... He should not have that much stamina. He threw almost double the punches I did, yet he has similar stamina. That's ridiculous. He's like a 50 overall. He should have like 10% less. He should be in like 60 or 50. Considering just how many... Like, he nearly threw, what, 100 extra punches at least? So not double, but you get my point. It's ridiculous, this game. Tell ya. Ridiculous. I'm just making a point overall about how this game's balancing, its game design. And in case any of you missed it, like, I will show you something that I mentioned at the beginning of the video again, just to really nail in a point about the career mode that I find the fact it doesn't explain it really stupid. But I'll wait for this to load because I want to... Okay, there we go. So anyway, I'm going to focus really on my weight reduction. And I need to get more staff, blah, blah. Higher, that's fine. Higher, that's fine. Higher, that's fine. Also, yes, I am handicapping myself by starting at age 30 something. So yeah, we're just going to focus on weight, really, until our next fight's available. Because we don't actually have to focus on anything else but weight. I'm not sure why it's not giving me my next fight. Okay, do I need a certain amount of sharpness? That's stupid. Okay, you might... Huh? Why am I not getting another fight? Oh, wait. No, I have to wait for a rematch, don't I? Didn't I set the rematch? Is the game bugged? I think the game's bugged out. Because it's literally... still not giving me my rematch. Okay, something weird's going on. But when did I get 2 wins? I don't remember getting 2 wins. Has the game glitched out? Okay, no, never mind. It was just being really weird. Because that was a long, long waiting period. So yeah, here's a point I want to make. Yep. So I go in here and I fight... who should we fight? We're going to fight this dude. And we're going to do... I'm not sure what's with the frame rate right now. Like, that's something concerning. So we're going to, do this, oh, we can do 12 weeks. This is the point I was wanting to make. Why is that a thing? We can do 12 weeks. For no reason. Like, in regular stuff, if you do regular... Like, if you let your coach do a deal for you, and then you alter the deal, you cannot add these extra weeks on. So you literally get half the amount of weeks until you're much later in the career. Yet from square one, day one, you can get, like, double the amount of training in early on if you just manual do all your training. Which I find really stupid. I find that really stupid. It's very... annoying, and the game doesn't explain this to you in any way, by the way. It doesn't explain that manual fight selecting gives you like double the amount of weeks, and I just injured myself because I wasn't paying attention, because I missed the training week I wanted to actually do. That's my fault. Okay, now we're gonna rest. And a rest. So yeah, I hurt myself a little bit because I was being an idiot there. I wasn't paying attention. I looked away from the screen. It was just auto-clicking stuff like an idiot. So now I go with... Well, it don't really matter because I got, what, left-hand power damaged? Oh, wow. That's such a detriment when I have no punch power, isn't it? Like, I'm going in with 0 punch power. But the thing is, I believe even with 0 punch power, if someone literally lunges into a punch and you catch them with a clean counter uppercut as they lean down, that should at least wobble them. It should show something physical. And if they do it repeatedly, that should be a knockdown. But unfortunately, this game doesn't realistically punish people. Because you're low power, because you don't have like a 95 power stat, oh, you don't get realistic counters. It's so stupid in my opinion. It's so stupid because you don't have a 95 on a stat that the game just decides to be unrealistic. Which is weird because it feels like at one point the devs did sort of understand that weaknesses of certain, like, I believe they're gonna add in back vulnerability, but it's like, in what way? How are they gonna ruin it? Because, you know, they tried to fix accuracy and they broke the mechanic completely. Twice. They tried to fix, everything and they never fixed it. Like, loose movement's still not fixed and it's still exploitable, you know? Oh, and sorry about the motion sickness, this is one of the worst arenas in the game. Like, I feel sick looking at it already. It's got such a horrendous camera. So I'm going to try and be as static as possible when I can get away with it. Because this camera actually does make me want to vomit. Not sure that's a head punch. That should be in body. Actually, did it do damage to his body? Who knows? Probably did. Because sometimes the game actually detects what you're actually hitting. Oh wow, I actually got a counter to that weave. That's shocking. Too bad it doesn't do counter damage. Like, you know what would stop people spamming weaves? If that was vulnerable to uppercuts. Like, if you uppercut someone in the chin with a lean, that should, like, make the weave, like, go, oh no. But it doesn't, because this game doesn't want to actually put effort into making stuff viable outside of the backstep straight spamming weave and spamming power leans over and over. And using that one broken combo that everyone abuses because it's so overpowered. I need to get out of this, so we're just going to use that because there's no way to naturally make distance. Because, like, there's this weird magnetize. I hate the magnetizing of boots. I'm not sure what he counterpunched, but okay, game. Like, he's going to spam that weave, isn't he? So we're just going to... We're just going to do that. Like, realistically speaking, considering how gassed he was and the amount I was whacking him in the body there, that should have done way more damage than it probably actually did. Because again, low punch power pretty much makes you next to useless, even if someone's playing like an idiot and letting you hit them with, like, clean shots. Like, if, like, you legitimately are just the laziest slow punching, but you see the animations, I'm clearly not throwing unintended punches. But unfortunately, this game doesn't actually take into consideration momentum of punches, which is a big issue because punch momentum actually is how most punches gain power. Like, either you have it through mass at certain speeds, or you have it like just insane speed, or you have it through weaving. But it's pretty much the whole mechanic is with punching. Oh, and here we go. Back step straight spamming coming. Here we go. He's going to start spamming the back step straight and weave punches, which is lovely. The only good thing is he seems to have, like, next to no punch power. But he's just going to... Oh, here we go. He's gassed himself, but that's not going to get rewarded at all, is it? Because he can just spam infinitely and it'll never gas his stamina. And he can just mash button because... reason. Like, there is actually no logic behind why he can spam like this. It just is the case. Like, he can just mash. And we're never going to get rewarded for, like, punishing him at all. Because this game is ridiculous with its punish. Like, yeah, he countered me. Okay, game. But never mind the amount of, like, counters I did to him or the fact I had him gassed repeatedly. But never mind that. Never mind he just allows me to punch his body madly. And then he just runs away to avoid all punishment. Even when he's gassed. Even when he's heaving heavily. Even when I clearly catch him mid-combo with a good punch. Like, this is my issue with the game. This is my issue. There's no realism on this.
Let's do it.
Like, it just devolves every time into punch spamming. Like, it doesn't matter how many times I clean catch him at all. Because he's just going to input read me so he can counter instantly. And then he's going to mash a billion punches in a row. It don't matter that I just caught him at the end of, like, a really long combo. Because the game doesn't reward me for it. And so it's like, okay, so you caught him at the end of a really long combo. You used your timing, your patience. And you punished him for being over-aggressive. And the game's like, nah. Doesn't do anything. You know, it is ridiculous. But look at him, he's just spamming straight to the body. But look at what he's doing. He's done more damage by just spamming straight to the body. Doing this over and over and over. It's so dumb. Like, he, what, hit 4 straights to the body in a row? And got way more damage than I probably got on him. That's just the point I'm making. And then he runs away to the other side of the ring so he can spam his punches. And then he refuses to engage until he can hit his uber spam combo. And there's no punishment because he just runs away with backstep straights. So it doesn't matter how much I box in his body. He's just going to get rewarded because, oh, he has more stamina when throwing punches. Or he can spam straights with his unrealistic stats. Even though he's like, insert really low overall. He has like probably 90 power or something. It doesn't matter how realistic he is. It doesn't matter how unrealistic he is if the game doesn't reward you for, like, targeting the body. Like, with a look, how did I get rocked quicker than him? I will never understand this. I will never understand this game. So, AI just spam button, and he gets rewarded. It's so stupid. I really never will get how damage works in this game. It feels like it's just... whoever abuses, insert broken thing here. Like, I should have just jab spammed him. I should have known what he was going to be doing and just done this over and over. Which is really boring, but it would have been better than, like, trying to actually work his body in a sensible way, considering how much he throws. And actually get rewarded by body work, you know? Like, that's what I'm annoyed about. I was working his body and then this guy just does, like, 4 straights to my body. And probably does 5 times the amount of damage to my body than I do to his body. So I could do, like, what, 6 combos in a row to his body. Very clean, very smooth. And he just goes 4 straight to the body. Oh, I just done 5 times the amount of damage. And now he's going to slip spam. Oh. And the problem is he knows your inputs because he's an AI and he can just read them. Because that's how you make AI hard, right? That's how you make AI hard, right? You just make them read your inputs and have infinite stamina, apparently. Because we're going to see his stamina at the end of this. And it's going to be like 75% probably. Something ridiculous like that, yeah? Never mind, I literally did 2 rounds of body work. Losing the rounds to work his body. He's probably going to have like 75% stamina because reason. Also, I love how the game ate my animations. This is why I uninstalled the game, by the way. Constant animation eating. I got sick of it. Back step straight and weave spam. Pretty much what he's been doing all match. Like, the freestyles he does. Lean back spam. Weave spam like this over and over. And punch spam. That's literally all he's done the entire game. At least it's a draw. I managed to force it to a draw. But I'm just going to make that point. Look it! I said around 70... Like, he has more stamina than me. Let's note the punches, though. We have around the same amount of punches. Yeah? And apparently it just wasn't... Like, how many punches did he block? So most of these punches to the body he blocked, yeah? Yeah, he has no real arm damage, which I'm hoping to change to the block, change that. Because that really is needed to change the block working, because you shouldn't just be eating punches the entire game and not moving away from them. But you just want to see the ridiculousness of this. Like, if I just jab spammed him, I probably would have won these rounds. But it's just so unbalanced. Like, the guy threw so many punches, and he has more stamina despite throwing more punches. And even if you connect, you should still be feeling the gas. But the game doesn't reward you at all. Doesn't reward you at all for gassing someone. It doesn't make someone actually get realistically gassed. So he can throw more punches than me, yeah? He can throw more punches. Even if he connects more, he can throw more punches. He can have his body worked. And he can just hold block, yeah? Just hold block. And then he can do 3, 4 straights to your body. He does 5 times the damage. And he pretty much doesn't get gassed. It doesn't matter if he just throws and throws and throws and throws and throws while moving, may I add. He can weave, weave, weave. And not just regular hold the button to weave, but actual lunging weaves. So he's doing the side steps. He's doing the full-on duck down weaves over and over. The back step straight over and over. No gas. Like, he literally just has the same stamina as you. Where you've been static punching pretty much the whole game. Which is completely different to moving punches. It's completely different to dodge punching. The most movement you've done is you're leaning, yeah? And most you're leaning is leaning into them, which takes a lot. I'm going to tell you, leaning into someone takes a lot less gas than constantly ducking down and then weaving back up over and over. If you've done any exercise, yeah? One of the exercises you do to work your core is that whole weave down thing. And it's a really exhausting... It works your core, it works your hips, it works your thighs. And the reason is because it's pretty much a more advanced way of doing a squat. And it's super exhausting. And anyone who's done it knows that. Yet in this game, it's not exhausting at all. They can just keep doing it. They can keep doing back step straights. They can do all of this stuff. You know what I do for some cardio in the day? Because I don't really want to run outside in this mushy weather. Because it's actually got quite mushy these past few days. Is I literally just jump back and forward on the spot. Like I do a little step back and forward. That's all. Because it literally stepping backwards with a bit of a oomph to your hip, to lack a better word, does so much more work to your stamina than just merely lean forward and then throwing your arms out. Unless you're like in a proper horse stance, yeah? You'll realize that leaning forward into something in a motion like that, one of the most beneficial motions for this thing to lean forward in, where one leg's forward, one leg's back, which is also why they do it in pro wrestling like that as well, because it's just more practical. And also in amateur wrestling, you'll see them do the exact same thing. They don't generally like doing wide stances, they don't generally like hopping backwards as much, because it's very cardio intensive. And the fact this game doesn't at all represent the movement punches as cardio intensive. They don't have to like slipping up and down, left and right, weaving up and down constantly. They don't have any of the cardio effects of doing this. Annoys me. Like, I wouldn't care if like just merely holding the weave to the side cost a bit of stamina, if it meant that people couldn't just spam duck downs and step backs. Because it actually would be realistic. And it would actually make people have to think about what they're doing throughout the fight. It would have to make them think about what punch they're throwing, how many they're throwing early on, and stuff like that. So you might see people in earlier rounds only throw like a quarter of the amount they throw later rounds because they want to save their cardio for the later rounds. And I know I'm ranting a bit. It's like I want this game to be good because I see good ideas in it. I played from the beta. And I'll admit, 10 days ago, I got very annoyed at it because I wasn't in a good mood that day anyway. I'd been having massive sleeping problems. But this is the point I'm making. This game fails to meet the standard of realism that is really required for this kind of thing to be tolerable in any way. And I don't think the devs really understand that very well. I don't think the devs are willing to listen to that very well because they've got too many yes men. We are going to focus on counter-punching though, I feel. Because our punch speed is kind of decent right now. Oh, before I accidentally injure myself. You know, let's do a media activity. But yeah, like, the fact that you can get so much more workout in this as well is just ridiculous. Like, I don't get what anyone wouldn't manual select. But no, this is just the point I'm making. This game needs to respect its players a lot more in terms of the diversity of playstyle. There's a reason why every single person plays the same way. And I don't blame them for doing it, you know? As I've said before, I don't blame people for playing the exact same way, yeah? Considering just how much the game disincentivizes actual intelligent play. How much it disincentivizes, because mashing buttons or just backstep spam or weave spam or running away the entire game is rewarded so heavily by this game that really there is no point doing anything else. Like, there's none of this middle ground or close-ups or weaving around, like holding the button so you can weave and like get a single shot in or get 2 shots in early on and then you start increasing your offense. Like, really, I could have won that last fight. I literally just realized after the first round of attempting to work the body that it just wasn't working because the AI was just spamming too hard and clearly not getting stamina punished, because even when he was low stamina, did like next to no damage. Well, we're getting the rematch against the dude, so we can actually implement a jab-based offense. Ah, here we go. We've spam already. And here we go. Punch spam. Already off the bat. And here we go, he's going to be weaving the entire game, yet he won't get gassed, because realism doesn't exist. But look how much he's weaving. This man thinks he's... Like, that's the thing, Mike Tyson was known when it, like, to get gassed in the 6th round for a reason, because his style required so much stamina use that it really was just detrimental in the long term, in my opinion. Okay, I leant into that because I knew he was going to dodge the jab, so to smack him with a thing he can't just dodge by moving his head. Mix up my punches so he can't just weave them as easy. That's what I need to do, mix up my punches more, because this AI is just going to spam movement because it costs like next to no stamina, because this game doesn't punish this. Like, literally, this is just an online player right here, you know? Just step spamming over and over. Like, they don't at all, like, just use basic fundamentals in any way. Like, I'm not joking, I'm not even playing ultra defensive here, but... Like, and... Like, look at that. Just punching, 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 punching. And he's not going to get gassed doing this at all, by the way. He'll still have like 75% stamina left at the end of the round. Not end of the round, I mean end of the fight. Even if it's a 4 round, that's ridiculous, because he just misses and misses and misses. Like, you'll see, like, I want to literally see how much he has left. Because if he has like a ridiculously high amount left, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to just cry internally. Oh, I can't even hit him because he just backsteps every time he finishes a combo. And there's no real punishment to this. Like, he just whiffs and whiffs, and he's gonna have so much stamina by the end of this. You know what? I'm gonna do my strategy of make him miss a billion punches, and then I'm gonna double up my straight. Not my straight, my jab. So if I miss the first one, I can at least whack him for the second. Catch him on the end of those weaves, you know? But even if I don't get a counter, I at least get, like, some points off it. Because he's going to be missing so much. Still going to spam those weaves over and over? I'm pretty sure he's in loose movement as well. Like, that's even more ridiculous. And now that's just because I'm not coming towards him, he's just not attacking now. It's so boring, like, how these AI play. Because they all play the same. It's like, it's one or two styles. It's either the hyper-defensive or hyper-aggressive. There's never ever a middle ground. There's no guy who's trying to set up a counter-punch like that. Also, let's see how many times he walks into that counter-uppercut, by the way. I messed that up. I timed that wrong, which was my fault. At least I can admit when I messed up. Like, I admit in the first thing, I should have spent less time working his body because he's just going to get rewarded more for spam straight in my body.
Let's do it.
You know? Which is why I'm just not touching his body anymore, because anytime I try to, he just starts spam straight in me or something similar, and I just get punished for trying it. Anyway, let's see how many times he walks into an uppercut, even if it's not a counter punch. Another uppercut. I wonder how many times he's going to walk into this. Okay, he actually stepped back from that. And back step up straight. Oh, here we go. It's literally an online player right here. And the camera makes it so hard to play this game. I hate this area. I never want to be in this arena again. It's such a bad arena. I'm just going to be straight with you. It's such a bad arena. Because you can't see what you're doing half the time. Unless the camera's around here. Like, when the camera's here, it's fine. But when it's in any other position, when it starts swinging around like this, it makes it so hard to tell what you're doing. Imagine he wins just because he's been spamming punches, even though he's missed like 90%. You know? That's probably going to be how it is. Like, he misses like a trillion percentage, don't matter. Also, that hook connected with me? In what universe? Who's ready for him to have like 1 billion stamina by the end of this? Okay, my punches just randomly losing range. Like, now they want to be normal range. When usually when you do that, it's like a massive hook. Another uppercut. Backstep punch, of course. Yeah, I love those backstep punches. No point trying to trade with him. I should know that. I'm not sure what punch he counterpunched in what universe. But, yep. I shouldn't be trying to brawl with this dude at all, because he's just going to spam backstep punches. He's going to spam weaves. He's going to read my inputs like pretty much every AI in this game, because that's how you do high difficulty, right? You don't actually make the fight engaging by having variety and styles and risk factors, such as if you walk into a hard counter, you get KO'd. Don't have it be difficulty based on the actual style. Like, the thing is, if he was fundamentally a style that... Like, my style, realistically, should be his absolute kryptonite, yeah? But he's just not going to get punished because there's no stamina drain for all this missing he's doing. Like, the punches I'm missing are very different to the punches he's missing, yeah? My punches are all jabs, his are all stepping punches, yeah? So he's missing far more draining punches than I'm throwing. And you will see that at the end, and we'll probably still have like... He'll probably still have like 75% stamina, you know? He'll probably still have like a 75% stamina. Because that's how the game works. Oh, I love how the game just shrunk my arm length. That was like a reaction. I didn't even mean to do that. That was just instinct. And the thing is, I know it sounds like I'm complaining, but there's a reason I uninstalled this like 10 days ago and I was actually considering never playing it again. Was because, like, I'm sick of, like, the devs just not listening to its player base, who actually are vocalizing how they can improve the game fundamentally. Not just animation-wise, yeah, but fundamentally. Mechanically. Because who cares about really how pretty a punch looks if the punches all function the same way and there's only one play style, due to how the game just heavily favors like abusing one thing, you know? So who actually cares if like all the punches look pretty if there's no worth to the punching, you know? That's the issue. Like, who cares if the punches look pretty if there's no flavor to the punches? Okay, now let's look at his stamina. 85, by the way. Look how many punches he threw. Look what punches he threw. And remember, almost every single one of his straights, at least around about 25% of them, were back steps. His hooks, around about 10 of those, to like 5 of those were back steps. He threw a bunch of power punches. I'm not sure where I threw power punches. I actually did. I don't think I even touched the power punch button much throughout the game. So do lean punches count as power punches? I guess that would make sense, but still. The point I'm making is, I don't remember clicking that many power punches, but okay, game. But the point I'm making is, he can whiff over double the amount I threw and have within 3 points of stamina of me, yeah? Look how much he hit. I'm 50% of my punches. A majority of my punches are jabs. Yeah? Jabs. From the static... Not even... most of my other punches, like my hooks and uppercuts, were almost always completely static punches. His were moving. He always threw long combinations and then would take long breaks. So these weren't punches that were like one and done. These were long combinations. The game doesn't take any of that into account. It just goes, he threw X amount of punches, so he loses X amount of stamina. But if he was completely static the whole fight when throwing his punches, and he wasn't like backstepping and weaving, that's also one I made the point. He was doing the duck down, pop back up into a punch, duck down, pop back up into a punch, the moving weave. He was doing that over and over. The moving weave, the moving slip, the side steps over and over, and that has no effect. He lost, what, 3 to 4 stamina more than me? Even though, and this is what I was complaining about throughout the fight. The fact I knew for a fact this would be the case. The fact that I knew for a fact this would be how they calculate it. It makes no mathematical sense. It makes no sense at all. But he lost so little stamina even though he was being way too aggressive. And it's just ridiculous that the fact he's even remotely close to the amount of stamina I have. I shouldn't be forced to like go in with a power puncher and just blast him with slip uppercuts to even realistically get him gassed in any way when he's very clearly a low overall spamming punches. It just makes no sense. And this is the point I'm making. This is why I get annoyed, because I know this game could be better. I know it could be good. But they have to actually put effort into making sure certain variables are accounted for. Like, is someone slipping around? Is someone constantly in loose movement? Is someone throwing moving punches over and over? If yes, then they need to be punished for it. If yes, and they're missing, they need to be punished even harder. But if they aren't doing that, then the game, as I've said repeatedly throughout this stream, becomes just a spam fest, a runaway fest, or a lean back power straight fest, and that's all it is. And that is very detrimental to the gameplay. It's very detrimental to the gameplay. Because now we're pretty much just having people rewarded for playing bad. If we're speaking honestly, we're having people rewarded for playing bad at the game. We're having people rewarded for not actually using their brain or any of their intelligence to actually improve their gameplay. Like, that's the thing. This game, I don't blame the Twitch streamers or all the players on the player base for being toxic. Because it's like, it's the only effective play style. You don't get rewarded for anything else. When people go, oh, these TTVs, they're abusing so much stuff, they're being so cheap. It's like, they don't get punished for it. Why should they get punished? If the game, like, why should we complain if they're not punished by the game, you know? Why should we? It makes no sense. Anyway, I'm probably going to take a lower overall. Because, like, look at all these. Okay, who's the close? I might take someone who's, like, a bit lower overall. Just so we can get our stats up for a bit. Oh, I can't select him. I'm probably gonna look for the lowest overall I can fight. Which I think is... I still want to gain points, so we're gonna go for this dude, I think. Even though he's lower overall than us, I think we're gonna go for this dude. Just because it gives us a bit more time to get our stats up. But this is it. This is the issue. This is the fundamental problem, yeah? This is the fundamental problem with the game. It's the fact it doesn't punish people for just moving around constantly, spamming directional punches constantly, slipping back constantly, weaving constantly. It's a fundamental balancing issue, and this is why the game is filled with certain playstyles, because they aren't told by the gameplay, hey, chill out a bit, you know? So I'm not going to get mad at someone playing the game how the game makes them play it, you know? That's stupid. Why get mad at someone who's just playing the game how it's designed? It would be ridiculous. You know what, let's improve our health a bit. And then we can do a media appearance at the end here. Anyway, I've spent an hour complaining about the game now, so I'm just gonna focus on the gameplay now. So I've spent like an hour or so just bringing up issues with the mechanics of the game. So I'm actually just gonna try and enjoy myself, because I literally had to convince myself to reinstall this. So I'm just gonna try and enjoy it, you know? Because we can spend an hour complaining, then we can actually spend an hour or two actually having fun, you know? That's what we're going to do from here on out. We're just going to enjoy ourselves. I'm going to have fun because I've got my hour of complaints out. I've got my hour of whining out the way. Now we can have an hour of just enjoying the game unless something ridiculous happens, you know? I love how, like, I accidentally did, like, an hour-long review of the mechanics of the game, though. That was hilarious. I actually find it kind of funny and a bit pathetic on my part. Oh well, let's play this. We're facing Levachenko. Okay, he's a bit quick and he's doing a lot of step punches. So, okay, we're going to have to try and be a bit patient here, because I already know what he's going to be doing. We got to be patient and not aggressive. We're going to try and size him up with a counter. There we go. Slowly but steady. If we just let him throw and miss, that's going to be our opportunity here. There we go, counter. Oh, nice slip. He's definitely still slipping a bit much than he should this early on, but at least it's not to the level of the previous fight. Oh, that was ridiculous, that previous two fights where he was just going like it was his last day on Earth. Okay. Nice in the mark. Back off. I don't want to go to the body because the body punches are weird. I'm also shocked I'm getting smaller people than me. I usually don't get this. Okay, that's the first time I've actually seen the game reward me with a counter punch. I doubt I'm going to get the knockdown because I just don't have the power in my punch. It doesn't matter if I spam power punches because I just don't have the strength. My stats are speed and counter, not punch damage. I'm not even sure what happened there because usually the game doesn't reward you for doing that. So I'm not sure if that was just a freak, like, flash rock. That can rarely happen based on RNG. So I think that might have just been pure RNG right there. I delayed that uppercut, which was my cost there. I should have definitely gone for it. My issue is I don't sometimes want to just trigger on punches. That's like a weakness of mine. I sometimes don't want to fly a punch out because I'm worried it won't connect. I don't get why I'm throwing power punches. I have no power in my punches. There's no point to throw power punches, you know? I'm pretty sure the game counts certain slips as power punches anyway. Like doing this, I'm pretty sure it sometimes counts as it. Or maybe I just throw more than I realise and I'm an idiot. Because then what? Really shouldn't be playing a fizzy rink while playing this. I need to get out of his reach because I don't want to be in the ropes with a guy who's throwing punches willy-nilly. Especially when I have no punch power to punish him with. This week on how many counter punches, I mean, will he eat? Will it be 6,892 or 29,000? And I'm going to put an estimate in. He's probably going to have over 70% stamina by the end of this. Even though he's weaving around and throwing punches much more than me. He's probably going to have like 70% stamina left. That's going to be my guess. So if anyone wants to put a guess on how much stamina... I might literally put that as a pinned comment. Like, take a guess how much stamina my opponent will have by the end of the match. Because I doubt I'm going to get a knockout, ever. It's like, it's really hard with this playstyle to get a knockout. But I'm not going to even try and pretend like I'm going to get a knockout. But just, let's see how much, like, stamina he has. Look at this throw. He just... Let me out of his reach, please. Why am I magnetized to him? But let's just see how much stamina he has by the end. I might put that as the pin comment, like, how much stamina will this dude have? I'm giggling at that, but it's actually kind of depressing. Oh, that was a nice slip. Nice slip. I'm saying this to an AI, by the way. This is how you can tell I'm losing my mind slowly. Okay, back to jabs, because very clearly he's got him traced down for my counters. So we need to vary it enough. I tried to get him on the tail end, but I couldn't. I just can't get him reached. Like, that's the thing. I'm risking stepping into his ground, and so... Okay, I'll just throw a second one after a delay, and that'll allow me to get a shot in. So I'm at least not missing completely. There we go. That's what I should have done. 8 hour counter. Come on, buddy. Throw something. I should give my block a bit of a rest. Been over-relying on it. Oh, wow. That was 2 smooth counters. That was 2 smooth counters. I want to note, though, with the minimal advanced punching I've done, I'm at 91, so I've lost 9 stamina. Very realistic. He's probably going to have 85, is my guess. Around there. If he has anything less, I'll be surprised. Even though he's been just wildly throwing and weaving around and sidestepping, he's probably going to... And he's been doing this a lot, not like just to hold and like doing this, which I think should always cost less because it's a more slow-paced reaction and more just holding a stance. Which definitely should leave you vulnerable, but this is definitely should be more costly on stamina. I still think this should still cost a bit of stamina to hold. I don't think you should just be able to stay leaned forever. Or at least it should have some vulnerability window to your body so they can smack you in the body. Something, you know? That's just a note thing. It's not another rant again, because I've already done an hour of that. Oh, beautiful counter on my part. This guy's weaving so madly. Like, I'm not the Wildy Coyote. You don't need to be slipping me so much, my man. You're not the Roadrunner. Come on. You don't need to be slipping these traps. Okay. I'm just going to hook you in the head. Very clearly, you're just going to slip your head to the side constantly. Even if I don't get a counter punch, at least I'll get, like, a hit. I'm not sure how you dodged the uppercut, but okay. The uppercut just missed because I was an idiot and should have just gone for a straight. I don't get why the lean straight looks so sloppy. That's really... Let me out of the box. I don't like the magnets. This ain't the gravitational pull of the earth, my friend. We don't need to be glued to each other. How's that no counterpunch? I don't know. Okay, let's see where his stats are. Who's ready? Who's ready to see his stats? I won, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, here we go. It's probably over 80. Hey, it is over 80. You see what I mean? Man threw 200 punches, connected with 28%, was slip spamming all to the moon. I definitely did not throw 20 power punches. I can tell you that. So I'm pretty sure it's counting my counter punches. I think it's counting certain ones as power punches because of the way the punches work. That's my estimate. But you could... I don't remember going for body shots either, but I don't trust these stats anyway. The stats are all over the place. But let's look through this. So, yeah. Realistically, I think he should have been around about 70 stamina for the amount he threw and was slipping. Like, I thought he was going to go to, like, 75 at the lowest instead of 70. But at least if it was 75, I would have said it made more sense. But 81 is ridiculous. Especially just how much he was slipping at certain points and sidestepping and backstepping. Like, that's insane. I guess everyone in Undisputed just eats, like, pure cardio, the concept itself, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's why they all gain so much weight, because they're just eating cardio itself. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. The cardio of people in this game is nonsensical. It makes me horror at what, like, 12 rounds of that would have looked like. Can you imagine that punch aggression for 12 rounds? How much would that have actually starred him out throughout the match? Because I swear it feels like no matter what, the AI doesn't lose more than, like, 6 stamina per round unless, like, you get, like, a really bulldozed counter spam to the body. And you have to, like, really grind in to do that and, like, get mobile events on the body for that to feel like it's a thing. I need to get staff. Okay, hire staff. Do I want to replace him? I don't really think so. I'm going to upgrade him. I think that's good. Okay, not here. Get you, get you. And then put some in here. And we're going to find a new cutman, maybe. No, no point finding a new cutman. I don't have any. I'm going to make it 5 fights. Using what? I need to weight reduct myself because I am heavy. I definitely am just gonna... I'm gonna hold off from entering a fight until I can weight reduct myself a bit more because my guy is major heavy. Okay, that's around good. And now we can go in and get a fight. I'm probably going to avoid going anyone high overall here. I'm probably going to pick the lower overall. So we're going to go for this dude probably. Can I look at his stats? I want to see his stats. Apparently I can't. Okay. Well, we're going to do the usual, which is the around about... You know, let's try and push up to 45. He accepted it. Nice. Okay. Now I'm going to pin this. Should I pin this? You know, yeah. Let's do that. And then I go in and I click on this, I believe, and I pin message. That's going to be my question. Just every fight, this is my question. How gassed will they be at the end of the fight? If anyone wants to just come in and give their opinion on what they think it will be, you're welcome to. We're not going to go up a gym yet because we need more money. We're going to increase the accuracy a bit because we can afford it. Oh yeah, let's get that accuracy all the way up. And then we're going to recover. Just going to focus on accuracy right now. Going to recover. Accuracy. Oh yeah, we need to get down a bit. Down a bit. We're overweight, so we'll take a dietary change. And that should just put us in weight. But look how much more training you... Oh, I clicked... Oh, wait. Like, look... Where's my gym? Look how much more I keep clicking the wrong way. It's L2 and R2. So let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 training, yeah? 8 training. Compare, like, and this is because I just manual select my opponents. So there is no reason to do the auto select once you actually on the higher difficulties. Because you're handicapping yourself. You're just deliberately giving yourself a disadvantage. If you know how to work the training system, there's no point to not off the bat just do 12 weeks of training. Especially if you decide to make your fighter older like I did where I made him like 30, I think. So I actually made this even more difficult for myself. But yeah, as the pinned comment says, put down how gassed in terms of 1 to 100 do you think the AI is going to be at the end of the fight. By the way, just to help you, he probably won't be lower than 70. It would be a shocker if he was. That's going to be my question here, because I actually want to see how accurate people can be. Just to see if like they really know the game. Because generally, if you can call out how gassed they're going to be, you probably have really got a good understanding of the fundamentals of the gameplay. That's one thing I find. So I just want to see how knowledgeable are people from watching gameplay or playing the game themselves on how gassed someone gets in a fight. Oh, thank goodness it's this arena. My eyeballs are safe. This arena is actually really good because the camera's very normal. I still think the camera needs to move slower. I will say that I think they need to slow the camera movement. Oh, and it's lagging. That's not a good sign. Ooh, that was a dangerous punch right there. Oh, he's making me eat punches, so we need to be careful. Beautiful counter. Get some space in. Just keep my offense nice and simple. Nice power shot to the boy with the jab. That wasn't... I should have gone for something else. Like that. I didn't have enough range to get a hook off that. Also, there's some blur in the movement. I've noticed that over time, and it's really annoying. The nighttime arenas look better because you, like, leans into an uppercut. Doesn't take extra damage. I need to focus on the fight. I also need to... I hate how fast the camera spins in the game. It's not the worst arena in terms of camera spin, but it's still something that makes you go, ugh. Oh, nice slip. Nice slip. I'm trying to get out of the corner. I actually do like when fights are slower paced in terms of movement. I don't like how fast people can get in terms of warp speed in this game. I feel like, in fact, loose movement I feel like should be the higher level, like, character's warp speed. Like the loose movement should be the speed of what their actual warp speed is currently, instead of the loose movement speed. And then the movement speed should be around, like, this kind of movement to my loose movement, because I feel like that's actually more accurate. And then just allow people to sprint forward whenever they want, really. If they want to be an idiot and risk getting smacked in the face, that's their prerogative, you know? I don't feel like you should save people from being stupid. Just because I feel like punches are less likely to... Like, punches will still bug out, but they're less likely to bug out, and a lot of the exploits, I think, wouldn't be possible if, like, the game was slower in terms of movement speed. Like, punch speed I don't have really a big issue with currently. At least when it allows you to do combos properly. Really, the issue is the combos aren't fluid. And again, I'm ranting about the game when I'm meant to be enjoying myself. You see what I mean? It's like, when I play this game, I can't help but criticize. I think the only time I criticize, like, games like Wukong, yeah, which I really enjoy, is actually performance issues as they happen. Or, like, certain gameplay issues, you know? When they show up, like, certain bosses in Chapter 3 that were really annoying to fight. Because they just felt very obnoxious. Okay, dude, you need to stop doing this, because I'm gonna keep Okay, that's 4 counters in a row, right? Oh, you're so lucky that missed. Like, dude, just eating punches, eating punches, eating punches. It's so insane. I'm missing because I think he's going to attack me. He just doesn't actually end up attacking. I love how the game ate my punch. No, I 100% missed that. Okay, close start the round. Okay, I'm on 88 stamina. Not sure how. I must be playing really bad. How is he winning? Like, what? I guess I must have missed really bad in the previous rounds. That must have been the issue. Okay, well, we're turning it up anyway. We got 6 rounds as well, so that actually is more in our favor. Because the more rounds there are, the more that means I can, like, just slowly work him down and gas him out. Because I'm not really playing a intensively needing lots of stamina style. Oh, I messed up. I should have gone for that. I thought I was out of range. Oh, if I was a bit closer. Full frame rate. Still managed to get something in. Ooh. Oh, jeez, this is draining. I love how they're saying they're time. They're probably still gonna have like over 75 stamina by the end of this. Somehow. Unless he walks into like a billion counters, which I do believe has a stamina effect. Oh, he's trying to power shot my body. Let's get out of that. And maybe he will build a little more gas then if he's power shot in so much. Might actually play some Wukong today, or I'll go on like Elden Ring maybe later. I actually had a good sleep, so I'm actually gonna have a bit more energy later, so I might play some Elden Ring or some Noah 2. I might actually get all of it in today. That would be interesting. Trying to get some combos in. You get out of that range right there because that's not a place I want to be. Throwing a lot of combos that are doing some damage. I need to stay in sync. There we go, beautiful counter. Okay, I'm not sure why my arm just suddenly coiled in and went nah. Okay, I'm hoping he missed so much that we got a win. I'm not getting a knockdown with this playstyle. At best I'm going to get a draw. Unless I just start going like that. Unless I start comboing that every time. But the issue is he just starts jab spam and I've got nothing to counter it. So I'm going to have to get a lucky rock right now. The issue is though, because he just magically has better accuracy than me, even though we got round similar reach. And that pretty much negates all I do, because oh, he gets one counter, that's my entire health bar gone. And now I got like 26 plus counters on him. Because he can just sit there and go, my counter's stronger. Also I clicked the weave punch, but okay. I need to just do the lead hand, like, stop doing the rear hand punch. What is that stupidity? It's just like, bonk. Oh, your entire health bar gone. Doesn't matter, you counter punched him a billion times. Doesn't matter. Because, oh, he did a little tap punch and that deletes your entire health bar. Realistically, not realistic. Please give me a rock. Something. It's gonna be a draw. Well, realistically, it should be a draw. But it's probably not gonna be. It's gonna be he wins because of reasons. Okay, it's a draw. Yeah, that's how I thought. I love how the guy at top said I won every round. And the other two just said I'm drawing. I'm not sure how they gave him that round, though. Like, in what way does he get this round? But this had to be my best round. Like, I would have said give him the last round, if anything. How did I get this round? This was, like, my worst round. But that's weird. I don't get the scoring in this game. Like, I would have said give him the last round, realistically, because that's, like, the one where I really started messing up with the counter punches, and he got a rock on me, you know? Where the other, like, round 3, like, I'm not sure how I got round 3. I did really bad. That was, like, my worst round. I would have said I got the last 3 rounds and he got the first 3, realistically speaking. Like, that just seems like, Also, I love how I pretty much got, like, 3 to 6 counters per round, and the game's just like, yeah, we don't care. He's not getting rocked. You rocked him one time with a flash rock, I think it was. Was it this game? Was that the previous fight? I don't remember. But then you never get it again, no matter how much he eats punches. Because your punch power isn't like 95, and therefore we don't care about your counter punches because we nerfed it too hard. I still don't get why they nerfed counter punching so much. I really don't. I get like people were abusing it, yeah, but they really should have just made the windows cut tighter for it. That's what I feel. They should have made the windows for counter punching tighter instead of it just being nerfed straight up. Okay, so who are we fighting? I don't want to fight anyone who's like super high overall, so I think we're going to probably fight Marcus. He's lower overall than us, but oh, we can't even fight him. So who do we fight? Because I don't want to fight someone who's like, we go against, because we're like 53. We're 53 overall. This game's balancing makes no sense. Why are we getting 70s at this point? I feel like up to 35, it should not have a 70 in sight. I guess we could fight this. Didn't we already fight this dude? I guess we can fight him again. You know? Because realistically, our stats are just not high enough to... You know, I want money, so we're just going to have no fight promotion either. And we're going to have rematch clause. Yeah, oh, you don't want a rematch clause, and you want a hometown. Okay, that good enough? Got it. I'm really only doing this so I can get training in. And I think after this, we might be able to finally upgrade our gym. What do we upgrade? Guess we can upgrade our health a bit. Like, because that's really low. And it seems to cost next to nothing to upgrade. And we got injured, of course. I keep saying this stuff. And then we get injured because I'm an idiot. And now we need to actually spend some time upgrading some stuff that's important. Block health, I guess. Counter punching. Stuff will actually get my stats up, you know. And we got sluggish, so we're gonna have a stamina debuff, but I don't throw enough to really care about stamina. Like what we throw like 100 punches every fight no matter the fight, so it would literally take a 12 rounder. Like, realistically, to get me punch, like, anywhere near my opponent, outside that one fight where I was really stupid and I kept working the body, even though it wasn't working because the guy just has a Fiddy Shell, which is the strongest block in the game, and he was blatantly input reading hard in that fight. Like, I should have known body work wasn't going to work. You need power punches pretty much to anything get the body to any sort of realistic damage, or you need to abuse uppercuts, which is a really boring way to play. Pretty much bodywork currently is just not an enjoyable mechanic. I am saying I am putting a lot of hope on the release because it does look like they're trying to fix stuff. My worry is they're just putting a fresh coat of paint over a mechanically buggy game. That's my concern about like all these updates is like, sure, you might have a billion different things to make it look better, but is it playing better? Have you fixed the loose movement abuse? Have you fixed the counter punches? Have you fixed the lack of flash knockdowns and knockouts? Have you fixed the Ali slap? Have you actually fixed the mechanical issues with the block? Like, there's a bunch of things you've really got to take into consideration. And that's my concern. That's my big concern. Is, have they taken any of that into consideration? I don't really care if he dodged that step back. That was more just to get space in between us because we were way too close for my liking. And they really need to turn down the camera speed. Like, this is sickening. But this is one of the things that makes the game a struggle to play. Is the camera speed just makes you go, I can't even see what's happening half the time. Okay, I got the counter punch there, nice. Probably glanced his blow. Which is weird since I don't think that's meant to be a thing. So I guess it's just an animation bug or something. Of course, my arm has no reach. Why would it have reach? He sidestepped that. Nice. It's nice to not have someone who's just walking towards me, doing like constant weaves for like 10 years though. I will say that. Like, my past few fights just felt like I'm facing weave masters all over and over. Like it's an online fight or something. I'm shocked they didn't uppercut body spam or something. Okay, get her out of that range because the magnet on my legs are making my character take too many shots to the block, and I don't really want that. Okay, why did I even try that? I was nowhere within range to get away with that. I should have probably gone for a jab between them to just keep it mixed up. The thing is, if he just went down, like, ironically, the way you counter this is just go down to someone's body and you start working with minor punches. Because that's the thing with the AI, it's always a struggle to counter punch them when they just start blitzing my body with shots because it generally bugs out the counter punch. I'm so glad that uppercut didn't connect because that could have just been the game deciding, nah, you're dead now. Okay, that's 2 rounds out of 6. Season what? What? Oh, jeez. Drinking too much fizzy drink. Oh, yes, he's leading to punch bits. Misses. Okay, I need to get him to back off. I don't care if I miss any of those punches. I need to get him to back off. That's why I need. Just get him to back off. I walked into that punch. That was my fault. I should have waited a second. Also, that weird jab. I don't like it at all. It looks so wrong. no oomph to it. I'm not sure that wasn't a cow punch, but okay, game. How's that not a cow punch? Don't know. Is this guy mocking me at the end of the round? Block, weave. That's funny. That's funny. Man, it's like, stop with your stupid weaving, you bold man. I wish I could make it properly bold instead of having that weird thing, like, so he's just full on bold. Like, no hair shade or anything. Oh, he's hitting me with punches. Need to be careful here. Need to be careful there. That was risky. Now we're just peppering with harassment jabs. Really just getting our work in now. Oh geez, we got tangled. He can't really get the power off now. Like, he can't combo it enough to really get anything going. He's just throwing jabs and like occasional power shots to try and break off our like constant pitter patter now. And just constantly trying to get us in range. But the thing is, you can't really hit us if you're not close enough to hit anything. So I don't get this counter strategy. Like, he should go down to my body while I'm not blocking. I don't get why he's not just trying to push me into a corner and work my body. You know? It feels so weird. He just seems unwilling to do anything, really, that would actually favour him. Like there, that's what he should be doing. That's penetrating punches to my body. So weird. Like, so weird that he wasn't at all aggressive to my body in any way.
Let's go.
I lacked any aggression. Like, he just went completely passive after a certain point, so I'm wondering if he gassed himself somehow. Oh, be careful. Oh, now he's finally going for the body. Took you long enough. Oh, there we go. I just can't do enough damage to really get a knockout from that. All I could do is just use that to get points and like wear down on him. I should have just gone to his body. Oh, you're so lucky. That would have been nasty. Actually, connect. I'm not sure why it went for an uppercut when I wanted to do. I must have accidentally double inputted. So that was a pretty good round. I would have to say that's probably my most aggressive round I've done for ages. I got a rock in by just getting in with mean shots, comboing up my counters. And I can do that because it's like, it's the last 2 rounds now, so I can start throwing out double shots. You know? There's not as much worry about my stamina anymore, since I have like next to no cardio. So I can actually start firing out more now, without too much risk of getting gas. Which is usually why I fire either just lots of jabs, or I fire a single shot. Because it's like, I don't want to get gassed within like 4 rounds, and then have 2 rounds being gassed. If I get gassed in round 5, I can just play out round 6 in like a super safe way. That's more how I view it. And as more rounds get added, it's like, it's going to get more and more difficult to like not get gassed. Come on, big boy. Come on. Here we go. Slowly working him. Slowly working him. Weaving not. He's weaving a lot, but it don't matter. Here we go. Fought him. Oh, there we go. That's what we needed. And now just work his body. We're not gonna do damage. We're just gonna work his body and his guard. Oh, what was that? That was the weirdest animation I've ever seen. The fact there's been no flash knockdown really annoys me though. Like, that would have made my counter punches actually feel rewarded. I like make him eat these really clean combos. Oh, I'm so glad that didn't do anything, because that could have been, realistically, that should have probably been a knockdown. Realistically, what he just did there should have probably been a knockdown. Now that hook to my head should have been a knockdown, but it wasn't. And you could just see like how many, the difference in our punches and what we're doing. Like, I'm shocked he, like, how did he only get down to 70 in 6 rounds? It feels like he's losing less stamina suddenly. Like, it very much feels like the AI is artificially set to only lose a set amount of stamina per round to keep him competitive. That is what it feels like. Like, it feels like, unless, like, online, it feels like you lose way more stamina. As a player, it feels like you lose way more stamina in a consistent manner, yet the AI can pretty much play how a player does, and yet they just always seem to have the same amount of stamina no matter what. It doesn't feel consistent with the stats. Oh jeez, that wasn't, that is good. The fights are going to get more exhausting as they get longer, because we just don't have KO power as well. That's the horrid thing, we just don't have KO power. So unless I like, because I don't want to really break from the gimmick, I want to be a defensive guy who doesn't really have punch power, but we might be forced to in the later fights, because it's just going to get so difficult. That's the issue. In the later fights, it's just going to get so difficult. We are not fighting you. We're going to fight Isaac Williams. Oh, we can't fight him? I don't want to, like, give up the... I'm going to fight you. I'm not sure if I fought you before, but I'm fighting you. Because I want to get 12 weeks of training in, and I can't do that through suggested fights. And we're not going to mandate media appearances. I can finally afford to get this, but I can't, you can't afford the gym. Apparently. That sucks. So I can buy it, but I can't afford it. Apparently my left hand power does get increased. Oh, don't want to risk injury. Did I somehow get train overtuned from skipping a week? Or did I accidentally click train instead of, like, rest? Oh, no. I have no idea what overtraining does. I forget. I think it gives you, like, like a massive stat decrease or something. Or, like, a massive cardio, like, punishment. I forget exactly what it does. Oh, no. This ain't gonna be good, is it? Yeah, I might do like some Noah 2 later or like some Elden Ring. Not immediately, probably like after I finish this stream, which I'm probably going to be the next 3 fights, I'll wrap up this stream. And gee, I don't know. If I do another stream today, it'll probably be Elden Ring or like Noah 2. It might be Wukong, I'm not sure. I probably will do Wukong tomorrow so I could just have a day dedicated to that. It depends how I feel. It depends how my sleep schedule is, you know. Oh, he's a defensive fighter. Never mind, he's a bomber. He's throwing power. Oh, it's this arena. No, not this arena. I hate it. People, cover your eyes. It's going to bleach your brain out. Oh, wow. Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. Jeez. Also, yeah, it's a stat debuff. I get. Oh, well, yeah, this guy comes in and just throws 1-2s. And they're power shots. This is actually, I don't remember AI doing this. Is this like a new thing they added? I don't remember AI just being wild with their power shots. Maybe I just never played in the, like, cruiserweights before, or heavyweights. I don't think I really played them before. Because I was like, the punch speed was always so all over the place, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I just didn't enjoy the heavyweight division because I knew I'd have to deal with stuff like Ali, slap punches and stuff. But I never really played heavyweight or cruiserweight. Unless it's like online where I do play them a bit more because generally they're just... Sure, they have toxic fighters, but they don't have as many toxic fighters, so you don't have to worry as much. And the stats aren't so, like, blatantly one character just dominates the division or 2 characters dominate. Like, you have a few options in the heavyweight, which is why I would play them online. But I don't really touch this game online anymore because it's just like... I don't enjoy it. Even in player matches, you just get certain types of people who are like really... and it's not even the point where it's like... using really broken characters or stats kind of toxic. It's more like... These people are actually hunks of trash who act in disgusting ways kind of toxic. Where they literally just spend the whole fight, because they're like a streamer, they just spend the whole fight throwing slurs at you or something. Or insults, and it's like, this ain't a COD lobby, mate, it's a fighting game. Which actually, never mind, that is just a COD lobby, so it makes sense, you know? But it's like, I just feel like, if it was a game, like... And if it was like Street Fighter, I could understand it, because it's like, that's a far more competitive game, in my opinion. So if it was like a Street Fighter and they would do like being like that, sure, like Street Fighter is a much more, in my opinion, important game in terms of competitive. Oh wow, I'm getting mocked. But a game like this, I just like, why? That's more what I get confused about. It just gets boring after a while when you get these kind of people. Because at least on like something like Street Fighter, Tekken, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, very more ingrained community, very more ingrained type of style. Very much a very particular kind of community. Makes sense. This game, I'm just like, nah. And I'm getting mocked. I need to stop talking and focus up, so let's try and get some counters in. And then I missed by an inch. That's unfortunate. This guy's actually shockingly good. I didn't expect this. I should have probably just taken the higher level fight. Because he's actually been mopping me this round. Stay around the middle ground's probably good. That way I can lunge in with the spear. Like a nice javelin. There we go, that's what I wanted. Bait out with 2 punches. Wait, and let him throw. Let him throw. And there we go, that's what I wanted. 2 punches, then in. It seems to be very consistent with that. I need him to, like, not immediately go back to guarding. But either I need him to try and throw a 3-piece, or I need him to throw a power punch, which is really easy to punish. And then we can throw a 2-piece to end the round. I'm not even going to try hit the body. Oh, I missed that. That's so embarrassing. Again, the don't extend the arm out properly animation. Oh, I leant right into that, which realistically should have done way more damage, but this game ain't very... Oh, no, don't be trading that. Don't be trading that. What is he doing? He's trying to bait that and I'm just tapping him in and out. Like, realistically, a player would have probably picked up on that. But because he's not a player, he didn't pick up. Yeah, and off a nice double combo as well. Okay, really? Yeah, I'm doing good. Not gonna get a knockout since I can't really get any hooks in, so I can't really double it up. And he's very good defense. I might go down to the body then. Yeah, go down to the body. That's what I need, just go down to the body to slow him down a bit. Okay, now we got him moving around a bit more to our liking. That's all we need to do. Make it think head now so we can get some body shots back in. We'll go for a headshot. Okay, we'll just throw random then. We'll just throw wild. No, why not? Let's end the round, why not? Let's just go down to the body to end the round. Back when the game first came out, this was pretty much the meta what I'm doing right now, but it's no longer really. Like, unless you got like a really good power jab, it's just like, nah. Not power jab, I mean power straight. Hello, go. In we go. I love how, like, in static completely somehow was missing power straight. Like, that's such great design game. Oh, well, we might actually get a knockdown. And it lags so hard right there. But we got a knockdown. I can't believe it. That's actually a shocker. Like, boom, boom. Like, that was just because he kept walking in, I think. Like, that was just luck. Because the round, like, as the rounds go on, it gets easier to get knocked down. But that's only because we managed to get a second rock in such short time. Like, if we only because we got lucky there and he got rocked a second time. What ping was that? Oh, did we disconnect for some reason? Like, what was that? It said OBS reconnection successfully. Let me pause and check here. Did something happen to the stream? Did something happen? Like, okay, let's go through. No, I don't see any skips. That's the first time I've seen that. Was that a bug? That might have been a bug. I don't know then. I'm not sure what that is. Like, apparently we had some random disconnection or something. Oh, geez, now I'm thrown off my game by that. My man definitely going for those hand makers. Like, definitely trying to get that bulldoze knockout. Oh, that was a flinch to get me out of that. Like, you can see it turning it up suddenly. I need to get him off because he's really just bulldozing me. Okay, at range with the jab. Keep him at range with the jab. We got this fight in the bag. There's no realistic way he's winning since we got a knockdown. If he somehow draws it, I'll be utterly baffled. So just keep him at range. Keep him pitter-pattered. We can turn it up now. We're going to turn it up in terms of volume. Just to keep him at range. And put down that aggression. I don't get why you're slowing it down when, like, there's very little way for me to knock you out. There's very little way for me to knock him out, so I don't get why he was being so passive there. Or so weird then. Yeah, that wasn't the best fight. We definitely gassed ourselves a bit. Anyway, I'm probably going to wrap it up here because the game is, like, my connection's been a bit weird, so I'm going to give this, like, 2 hours of free to sort itself out. We got a good, like, 2 hours of fighting in, but there is some connection worries I'm having since OBS just gave me a warning. And I don't really know how to fix that without just restarting the stream. And I don't feel like restarting the stream for a game like this, you know? So we're going to wrap it up. We got a good number of fights in. We'll soon see what our career is currently standing at. I'm going to still say this game fundamentally is massively flawed and is not the best game to play. Fundamentally, it's just not. It's not worth your money if you ain't got on like 20 quid, I guess would be a fair thing. But if the game's asking for more than 20 quid, don't buy it. Not in this state. It's got so many fundamental issues that it's actually kind of sad, because you can see underneath all the mud and grime, there is a gem waiting to be shined out and unearthed. It's just that gem is currently, well, we're just going to say it's kind of covered in some unsavory muck. I think would be the best way to put it. I think that's like the best way to put it currently. So anyway, with a record of 6 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws. I still find that loss very controversial, but that's just my opinion. Billy the Sandman Ray Hunson is standing at 35 years of age, and he is currently ranked 40 in the division. We could probably set up the training for whenever we do this next. I do want to get his weight down though. That's my issue. His weight. So we can go in and we can look at who we're going to fight. I'm probably going to fight Baker next, I think. Yeah, we'll fight Baker. He's on similar division to us. He's not like a massive overall hire. And we're going to fight at the... we're going to fight at the... Yeah, the box barn probably is decent. And he accepts that, so we're going to train up for this fight, and then we'll wrap this up. And we can finally use this gym, thankfully, so we can actually get some proper training in to get our stats higher. And I probably do need to work on punch speed, because that is a thing that can be a detriment. But my counter punching is very important. And then I will probably spend some time doing yoga, and then we can do a media appearance. And that's a good thing. Like, we got a lot of stuff done. We got counter punching up. We got everything up. Our stats are looking good. We didn't overdo any training this time around. We're fighting, can I see his info? Okay, so, is everyone we fight just a bruiser? I swear, like, everyone we fight just is a bruiser. Can I see his stats? I can. Okay, so I'm looking at these stats. This is actually probably the lowest rating stats I've ever seen in this game. For anyone over, like, 50 overall. And he's coming off a lot of losses. So my hope is that this guy won't be too hard to fight, and he won't be a secret, like, monster. Because I've had this happen before, where a guy looks like an easy fight, and the game's like, nah, he's a monster. Anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this, people. And I'll see you in the next one. Whenever this is. Probably not for another 20 years, because this game drains my brain cells. It definitely won't be before I get a few different games in, but which I far more enjoy. Even Elden Ring, which I lambast the issues in that game, I prefer over this. Because Elden Ring fundamentally has issues. But I can still do stupid stuff in that game to have fun, like when I go full on Poise Monster with the Iron Jar, which is an absolute blast, can I just say, doing that hilarious stuff. But yeah, I think we're set. I think we're set for next fight, whenever that is. I've got a good few games stacked up I want to play on stream, so I'll probably play some stuff later when the connection's a bit better. And that'll probably be in like 4 to 5 hours from now. I probably would have eaten a meal or two between it. And that'll be good. And that'll be fun. And I'll see you all around.